Hello friends, today we will discuss about virus. What is a virus? The word virus has come from a Latin word venom, which means poisonous fluid. So, a virus is a simplest form of life, and this is much smaller than a bacteria, and it has a simplified organization. And the study of viruses is called virology. So viruses are cellular parasites, that is, they can live only inside a living organism. So they are submicroscopic infectious agents that can replicate only inside a living organism. Now let us discuss the nature of viruses. First, we will discuss about the size. A virus is very small compared to a bacteria. These viruses, whether it is animal or plant viruses, cannot be visualized under a light microscope. Its size is that small. Now we will discuss about the no independent metabolism. It means that a virus cannot live outside a living cell. That is, it cannot be cultivated in a cell-free medium. So this is because it is metabolically inactive outside the host, and this is because they do not possess any enzyme systems nor any protein synthesis machinery, and hence they are obligatory intracellular parasites. So, a virus cannot live outside a host. Now, let us discuss the structure of viruses. Viruses have a very simple structure. It consists of a nucleic acid core, and this nucleic acid core is surrounded by a protein coat. Myxoviruses have a membranous envelope, and this membranous envelope consists of proteins, carbohydrates, and lipids, and this is present outside the protein coat. So this layer, that is this membrane, is being derived from the host, and it is not made from the virus machineries. Now let's just discuss about the absence of cellular structure. Viruses do not have cytoplasm, and hence they do not have cytoplasmic organelles like mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, etc. These are absent in viruses. They do not even have a limiting cell membrane. Viruses do have nucleic acid, but they would have only one type of nucleic acid, that is either DNA or RNA. But when we compare a virus with a typical cell has both RNA as well as DNA. The only virus which is known to have DNA as well as RNA is RSV, and this virus is a cancer-causing virus. Now we will discuss about the crystallization. Many small viruses can be crystallized, and hence they behave like chemicals. Now let us discuss about the growth and division. Viruses do not have the power of growth and division. The genetic material of the viruses reproduces only in a host. That is, a virus can reproduce only when it is inside a host. Now let us discuss the structure of a virus. First, we will discuss of its size. The size of a virus is highly variable. That is, we generally say viruses are smaller than bacteria. But this is not the case in all viruses. Some viruses are too tiny. That is, it's very small compared to a bacteria. But in some cases, it is even larger than a bacteria. Now let us discuss about the symmetry. Viruses are in three main shapes. It is spherical, helical, and complex. Spherical viruses are cubical or polyhedral. A cubical viruses may be 4-phased, 12-phased, and even 20-phased. A tobacco mosaic viruses and bacteriophages are respectively helical and complex, that is, a TMV is helical virus, whereas a bacteriophage is complex virus. So there are three shapes basically. One is spherical, helical, and the last is complex. Examples of spherical or cubical viruses are herpes, Ebola, and polyomaviruses. So these are the examples of spherical viruses. So this diagram shows a herpes virus, that is a spherical virus. This is a polyomavirus, and this is also an example of spherical virus. Now let us look at the examples of helical viruses. It is tobacco mosaic virus, influenza virus, and mumps virus. This is a tobacco mosaic virus, which is an example of helical virus. Now let us discuss the examples of complex virus. It is vaccinia virus, ORF virus, even bacteriophage virus is an example of complex virus. This is an example of complex virus, and this is a vaccinia virus. Bacteriophage is a common example that we use for complex viruses. So now let us discuss the morphology. So a virus consists of nucleic acid and a protein shell. So the nucleic acid is either a DNA or RNA. So it is surrounded by a protein shell. So a protein coat is called the capsid, and a capsid is composed of several number of subunits, and these subunits is called capsomers. So this virus, when it is in act, it is known as virion. So these capsid protects the nucleic acid which is present inside. So the outside capsid layer protects the nucleic acids inside, and it protects the nucleic acid from the action of nuclease enzyme. There are some proteins which are present in the capsid, and these proteins which are present in the capsid help the virus to bind to the surface of the host. So these proteins help in binding of the virus to the surface of host. And there are some surface proteins which act as enzymes and dissolve the surface layer of host and help in the penetration of the nucleic acid of the virus to enter to the host. So there are some proteins which are present in the capsid. So this helps in the binding as well as in the penetration of the nucleic acid of the virus to the host. The most extensively studied animal virus is poliovirus, and this virus has a simple organization. It consists of a protein coat, and this protein coat is made up of 60 structurally equivalent asymmetrical protein subunits, and this has an approximate diameter of 60 angstrom. It is a spherical protein coat and has a diameter of 300 angstrom, and this encloses the genetic material which is the RNA. So this diagram is of a poliovirus. A poliovirus is one of the viruses which has been extensively studied, and this virus has a RNA as a genetic material. It is a spherical virus. The genetic material, which is the RNA, is surrounded by a capsid layer. So tobacco virus is one of the most extensively studied plant virus, and it is a helically symmetrical rod-shaped virus. It has a length of 3000 angstrom, and the diameter is 180 Its genetic material is RNA and it is formed of 6,500 nucleotides. The capsid is formed of 2,130 capsomeres, each of a molecular weight of 18,000. So the capsomeres is elliptical and remains arranged in helical around to form a capsid. This is a tobacco mosaic virus. A tobacco mosaic virus has RNA as the genetic material. The RNA is surrounded by a capsid, which is the protein core. Hope you understood the basics of viruses. For more videos, do subscribe to our channel. If you like the video, please like and share with your friends.